today I'm going to be filming a back to school DIY video, and it is going to be how to make this, which is just a sort of triangle tessellated collage thing that you can put on your notebooks, on your folders, on your binders. I'm just going to hop into what you need and how to do it. First things first, you're obviously going to want a notebook or something. You're also going to want either scrapbooking paper or magazines, catalogs, anything like that. You're also going to want some sort of measuring device, a brush that you can use to apply the Mod Podge, and you're also going to want Mod Podge. You also want a pencil or something that you can mark your triangles with, or at least your first triangle. You won't need the pencil for very long. So first things first, get your measuring device. I would recommend using a ruler. I didn't have one, I couldn't find mine, so I used a human measuring tape, whatever. But it worked. You're just going to figure out what kind of triangles you want. I went for an equilateral, but it ended up being kind of isosceles. I was trying to do 2 inches by 2 inches by 2 inches. It ended up being kind of longer on these sides rather than the base, but as long as you get your first triangle right, all the rest will fit with it because you're going to use your first one as a template. That's why I would recommend, if you're using like a magazine or something, cut it out of the front page or back page, just something that's a little bit more heavy duty than the inside pages. And then once you get that all figured out, just start cutting out a bunch of triangles. And as you work, I would recommend laying them out like as you go. Also remember, you're gonna have to cut some triangles in half so you can fill these little edge bits over here and over here. Sorry I didn't show myself like putting it together as much, but I was kind of, like I said, every time I cut out a triangle I'd put it where it needed to be. I wasn't gluing anything down yet. By the way, you'll need glue or tape, doesn't matter. But yeah, so like as I worked, I was just setting them down, and so you don't really see me like putting it together, but that's okay. You get the idea. You guys know how to do this, I'm sure. And so once you get all of your triangles out and looking super fresh and the way you like it, you're gonna take your glue and just go around the edges, or just very lightly squiggle it down the middle. You don't want a ton of glue because it'll bunch it up really weird, and some of mine did bunch, but it's not that bad. But yeah, very lightly put just some Elmer's glue. You don't need a hot glue gun, you don't need super glue. Just glue will do fine, or a little bit of tape. When I made these tins a few years ago, I actually just taped down magazine clippings and put Mod Podge over it, and it worked just fine. Once you're all done gluing everything where it needs to be, go ahead and set out a plastic bag or something to protect your surface, whatever you're working on. Get that Mod Podge out and go crazy. You're gonna want a semi-thick layer. Don't glop it on too thick, otherwise it'll take forever to dry, but if you do it too thin, it won't be enough to, you know, make it smooth in the end. And you want it smooth, so go ahead and put a layer of that on. I only did one coat and let it dry for, I don't know how long actually it was dry, or how long it took it to dry, because I did this and then I just let it dry overnight. It probably doesn't take overnight, maybe like an hour or so to dry completely, and once it's all dry, decide if you need to do a second layer. I could have done a second one, but it's not that bad. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, probably not, but I'm happy with it. I think it turned out pretty cool. I was also thinking you could cut out strips and do like stripes. You could do polka dots, you could do whatever the heck you want, and I think it would look mighty awesome. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys are going to do this, and of course, as always, if you have an Instagram and you decide to do this, please reply me at Hey I'm Tara. I think @reply is only for Twitter. I don't know why I said that. Just put Hey I'm Tara so I can see your finished creation, because I would love to. I always love seeing your guys' like wallflowers that you make. You guys have made so many of them and they're all so beautiful. And that's all I have to say for now. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments down below and I will be sure to answer them. Otherwise, I will see you guys next video. Bye.